My name is Gabby Avery, and our debate topic is which causes the greatest loss for olive oil producers, the olive fruit fly, Bactrocera oleae, or the glassy winged sharpshooter, Homolodisca vitropenis. And I will be defending the olive fruit fly.
My name is Carmen Mullaney, and I will be defending the glassy wing sharpshooter.
I stand before you to bring awareness to the olive fruit fly, a common problem in the world of olive oil production. The olive fruit fly goes through a total metamorphosis. This includes four life stages. First comes the egg, then larva, moving to the pupa, and finally the adult stage. The female olive fruit flies will lay the eggs inside an olive that is ripening. The larvae will hatch and feed on the pulp. This stage lasts 10 to 20 days, about 3 weeks, depending on temperature, and will cause substantial damage and create fungal infections. These flies are quite adapted to the olive trees they feast on. The female olive fruit fly is more than capable of laying up to 800 eggs. Can you imagine how many olives are ruined in just a month? They have the crazy ability to know when olives are at the very peak of their ripeness. This secures the larvae into having great conditions to survive and grow. The olive fruit fly has resilience and can easily adapt to the conditions. Surprisingly, their lifespan ranges from several weeks to a few months. A lot can happen in that time. They thrive in different climates, like temperatures between 68 and 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and are capable of fast growth depending on the humidity. This fly is more than a pest. It is clearly a threat to the agricultural world. The impact on the economy is clear. Olives that are overcome with infestation lead to lower numbers in harvest and bad quality oil. This directly affects the lives and economic stability where people depend on quality olive oil production. To wrap up, the olive fruit fly clearly poses a huge challenge to production of olive oil and its producers globally. Remember, it doesn't just affect crops, it affects economies too.
I'm here to bring awareness to the glassy wing sharpshooter. The glassy wing sharpshooter is native to North America. Here's a little background behind the glassy wing sharpshooter. The sharpshooter undergoes a complex life cycle typical of many leafhoppers. It begins as eggs laid by adult females on host plants such as citrus or grapevines and even olive trees. These eggs hatch into nymphs which go through several molts as they develop. Nymphs feed on plant sap using their piercing, sucking mouthparts. As nymphs mature, they eventually molt into winged adults. The adult sharpshooters continue to feed on plant sap and can disperse over long distances, aided by their ability to fly. During feeding, they can transmit the bacterium Xylella fastidiosa. Reproduction occurs throughout the warm season, with females laying eggs on suitable host plants. The life cycle of the glassy-winged sharpshooter is influenced by environmental factors such as temperature and host availability, with multiple generations possible in a single year in warmer climates. This insect has emerged as a significant concern due to its role as a vector of Xylella fastidiosa, a bacterium responsible for devastating diseases in plants. This bacterium disrupts plant health by colonizing the xylem vessels, leading to symptoms ranging from leaf scorching to complete plant collapse. Its impact extends beyond mere agricultural losses. It jeopardizes ecological balances by affecting native flora and fauna.
While the glassy winged sharpshooter can be considered as a great concern because of their ability to spread Xylella fastidiosa, which causes the olive oil quick decline, the number one cause of olive oil loss is still the olive fruit fly. The olive fruit fly is detrimental to the regions in which olives are a main crop. This leads to economic loss. Let's address once again that the olive fruit flies will directly affect the olive, while the glassy winged sharpshooter's effect is indirect. Though it can spread diseases, it doesn't necessarily affect the olive itself and the production of olive oil.
I understand that the glossy winged sharpshooter may not directly feed on olives and cause their demise, but they create a problem for the plant. Infected olive trees initially show subtle symptoms such as leaf scorching, which progresses to wilting and desiccation of shoots and leaves. Ultimately, the tree undergoes rapid decline and can die within a few years of infection. They also can cause blistering on the leaves of olive plants that will leave a permanent scar on the leaf from blistering caused by the chalky material that was used when the eggs were laid. Plants are more important than just olives. The olives are the fruit of the plant that can be regrown, but once infected with a bacterium, you would have to treat the whole crop that was planted since the sharpshooter can spread disease rapidly due to the numerous amounts of feedings and the infectivity rate. The whole crop could become infected in a noticeably brief period, while the eggs and larvae need time to develop inside of the olives and then begin to feed. The sharpshooter becomes infected immediately and can start spreading infection right after feeding on an infected plant.
I acknowledge the concerns you have brought to the surface about the glassy wing sharpshooter and the impact it may have on the olive plants. We should redirect our focus back to the olive fruit fly as the number one cause of loss of olive oil. Again, the olive fruit fly directly impacts the fruit itself. As a reminder, the eggs are laid inside the olive, and when they hatch, the larvae immediately begin feasting for 10 to 20 days on the olive pulp. Because of this long infestation,